Hi again, boys and girls. Well, today we're on page 426 in your Spark Bible, if you would like to follow along. The title of this chapter is Jesus Feeds 5,000. And if you've been to Sunday school, I bet you know what this story is all about. But let's see what our Spark Bible has to say. It was a beautiful sunny day as Jesus and his disciples crossed the Sea of Galilee in a boat with white sails. Jesus had been healing sick people, and many more people of all ages came to see him again that day. Maybe they could hear Jesus more clearly and hear his stories and see him and show the power of God's love through another miracle. Oh, they were all so hopeful. When Jesus saw the large crowd of men and women and children, he asked his friend Philip, "How are we going to get enough food to feed all of these people?" Philip answered, "I could work for 6 months and not earn enough money to buy food for all of these men, women, and children." I think they were concerned, weren't they? The disciples didn't know what to do. Just then, Andrew pointed to a young child and said, "Here is a boy who has 5 small loaves of bread and 2 fish." 5 small loaves and 2 fish. I wonder what's going to happen. It's something, but it certainly isn't enough food for all of these people. The boy looked very nervous as he said in a small voice, "Jesus, please take my food if you think it will help." Jesus took the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish that the boy offered and asked his friends to have the crowd sit down. There were about 5,000 people, and they all sat in the grassy meadow by the lake that day. After Jesus gave thanks to God, he blessed the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, and then he shared the food with all of the people who were there that day. All 5,000 people ate until they were full. Wow. Then Jesus said, "Let's gather up all of the leftovers." And do you know what? There were enough leftover pieces of bread to fill 12 large baskets. More loaves and fishes left over than the boy had given to Jesus. The disciples shook their heads in disbelief as they struggled to pick up the baskets so heavy with all this food. The people saw the full baskets of leftovers and began to understand that something extraordinary had just happened. Another miracle. Jesus smiled as he heard the people say, "God must have sent Jesus to us." It was a day the boy, the disciples, and all of the people would never, ever forget. Isn't it interesting, boys and girls? We still haven't forgotten, have we? We still know that story about Jesus feeding the 5,000 along the shores of the lake and Sea of Galilee.